You say you own it, so come and give me some. And whenever you're with me, I just wanna have some fun. But when you roll up on me, I can't deny it's what I like. Oh, hey you guys, welcome back to Just Add Music and Life. Thanks for joining me again today in the studio. So as you can clearly see, I'm in the studio and I want to do a video today with working with the MPC3000, which is a drum machine, and working with GarageBand with their drums and their drum machine inside the app. I get questions like, what would you suggest for me to do before I go in the studio? This is what I would suggest you to do before you go in the studio. And I'm new to like engineering and like learning some of the stuff behind the scenes, but this is what I would suggest you to do. I'm going to show you the difference and I'm going to show you the similarities. Okay, so with GarageBand, you can work out your drum sounds on GarageBand. This is how you save money. Okay, so you want to download the app. There's another app for Android users, and I'm actually going to upload that app and I'm going to see the similarities because everybody's not an iPhone user. I don't have an iPhone as well. I'm an Android user, but I have an iPad and I've been working with GarageBand for a while now, and I've been messing with it and working with it, you know, coming up with my song and ideas, and you know, just putting my tracks together very prematurely back in the day. I would suggest you get your ideas out on GarageBand first. Take all your ideas, put them all together. Then when you're booking studio time, you're not going in there with coming in, I need to work on ideas, I need to work on, you know, my drums, my keys, you know, getting all of your ideas together, because now you're wasting money. You know what I'm saying? It's like, of course I'm going to take your money if I have a studio and, you know, you can rent as much time as you want, but this is a way to put money back into your pocket and more creativity in here. Okay, so today's video, I want to just quickly go over the GarageBand drums, the MP3 drums, and how you can put them together, or how you can get the sounds from each machine. Of course, I'm going to tell you now, GarageBand's drums are not going to give you the sound that the MPs are going to give you, because it's coming through a hard system. It's hardwired into the computers, into the studio equipment. It's wired up, so you're going to get an amazing sound out of the MP. But you can get the same sounds or similar, you get your idea similar on the GarageBand, and then when it's time to go into the studio, you're just loading your stuff up into the studio, and they can take your GarageBand, let's say GarageBand 808 sound, put it into the MP, and the same exact sound out of the MP. So it's like you take the GarageBand sound, you load it up into the system. Once you get it into the system, into, you know, new Windows, what I use, or whatever everybody else uses in their studio, or whatever studio you may be using, once you get it up to the system, you take that same drum sound, you enhance it with the MP, and then you're gonna just lose your mind. You're gonna be like, oh my god, this is what I want to do, but you may not be able to buy an MP or have a studio. So GarageBand does give you that similar, you know, sound, or that similar let's get creative first, and then when you go in the studio, just load your stuff up and your ideas are already laid. So once again, like I said, you're saving money, you're saving time. Spend more time being creative, right? Because that's what we want to do. We want to spend more time being creative and not spend more money while we're creative. All right, so if you're interested in watching this video, keep watching. So hey y'all, so this is my iPad. This is what I was talking about creating on getting your drum idea before you actually enter into a studio. Once again, saving money. So this is the app for GarageBand, right? So you have all the different drum sounds here. You're going to hear a delay because I have it coming through a Bluetooth speaker right here, the JBL Bluetooth. It's coming through this. So there's a delay because it's on Bluetooth and it's not hardwired, okay? So bear with me with the delay. So here you have all the different drum sounds, right? So this is on modern 909. You can switch this. You can put it on modern 808. So whichever sound you're looking for, you're going to play with the, you know, what they actually have here that's available for you. And that's how you'll come up with your drum idea. So this is the MPC3000. This machine right here. It's like, ah. All right. So with this machine, you can come up with different drum sounds as well. Ignore that. As you can hear. So remember when I was saying earlier in the video that you want to get your ideas off on GarageBand before you pay for studio time and go into the studio? Once you get your drum sounds and your drum ideas on GarageBand into your final track, or however you produce your track on your iPad or, you know, your phone, whatever you use GarageBand on, you bring that into the studio, and then you come over here to find the sounds, the same sounds, to enhance the sounds that's on actually from the GarageBand. The GarageBand is going to give you a sound like this. So let me give you an example. Okay, so you hear kind of like what that sounds like, right? So what you want to try and do is you want to try to imitate or enhance that sound. Let's see. Or something like that. So this sound is a little more, I mean, it's not bad for a nap. It's kind of cool, actually. Like, that's a nice little, you know, kick sound. So this is the kick. It's in Modern 909. You're going to come over here and try to find the same sound or a similar sound, right? So this is what the MP, so these are the sounds that, like in my track, that I actually use to create the sounds that's in my music project that I did. I start out on GarageBand. So let's focus on GarageBand for a minute. I know this is a little dark and you guys probably can't see it as clear, but try and, I guess, just like bear with me if you have this app. So the first thing you want to do is go to track settings, and this is quantization. Quantization is very, very important when you're doing your track. You want to make sure that your quantization is on. Now, I have it on 1/16 note. You have 32, you have 64, right? 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, right? I have it on 16. So the simpler the drum beat you want to make is where you want to put the lower note setting. So on 1/16, if you're doing something like a, the delay is like, I know, it's driving me crazy too. But so you have that. If you want to do like a more complex drum beat, like something a little more complicated, then you absolutely want to put it on 32 or 64, okay? Because you have 16 spaces to put your beats here. If it's going to put it on in those 16 spaces. If you put it in the 32 and you have a simple drum beat, it's trying to spread it out. So you want to get it in, if you have a simple drum beat, you want to get it in 16. If you have a more complicated drum beat, you want to get it in 32. If you put it in a smaller space, then it's going to be looking for the space to put the extra sounds or to spread it out, to open it up. And it won't, you know, it'll sound weird. So you want to put your quantization on. You can have it off while you're coming up with your idea, while you're just playing around with it, while you're just working on it. You can have the quantization off. But when you get ready to record, you want to make sure your quantization is on. Make sure if it's a simple beat, you have it on the lower notes, like 1/16. If it's a more complex beat, you want to put it on 32 or 64. Okay, I hope that's clear. And then, of course, like I said, you have the 909, and then you have the 808. And you want to use one of these to come up with your drum idea. So with the 909, these are the sounds they have. Right? Okay, and for the MP, these are the drum sounds that they have. Okay, so you have these are the drum sounds that they have. Then you got, when you come up with your idea on GarageBand and then you bring it into the studio, it's going to be, so you see, it's a whole different hit you're going to get. When you get that hit, it's going to be like, whoa. So those are two different ways to work with drum sounds. And as I said, that's the foundation of where I start my tracks. I don't know why, but that's my creative way to do it. And maybe you have a different way, or you can try my way. I get a bass line first or a drum line first, and I work with that and I work from there. It just gives me the drive for the song when I'm being creative and the song is like a melody in my head. I come with my drums first. So as you see, it's the MP, as you see, it's the iPad, and you have multiple choices. Once you get your idea up off that iPad, you get into the studio and you get that sound from the MP, this is what it's going to sound like. That's the MP, you guys. This machine over here, that's the MP. That you hear the kick. I know when I was doing the video, in my video, you don't really hear the kick as strong because I have on, you know, my lav mic, and it's not coming through the system, through the mic as well as it should or could. But once you put your idea in the iPad and you get it into the studio and you get it off the MP and you come into the studio and you load it up, that's the beautiful sound that you're going to get. So once again, don't forget your quantization. Put that on before you record, and that will absolutely get your song and your timing the way you want it to be. So I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it was interesting to you. I hope you found it helpful. Once again, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, become part of the team. Write me a message below and let me know what part of GarageBand you would like for me to work on, or what part of GarageBand maybe you're a little more interested in. And feel free to ask me any questions that I may not have answered or I may not have spoken about. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. That kick is nasty.